All right, now here we are with Jonathan Karch. John, what kind of show would it be if Three Rivers was not present, right?
I don't even want to think about it. We love coming here. Kalamazoo is a great show. It's how you kick the year off. Being able to be with people, you're shut in for a bit.
Yeah.
We're all back together and wouldn't miss it for the world.
Absolutely. And I've been going around talking to some of the other vendors and bowyers and whatnot, and predominantly, really, it's exactly what it is. Predominantly traditional archery is what you're involved in. That's your niche market, and that's where you've been for years. Of course, your dad, before you, it's staying in the family. Have you seen a resurgence? Do you feel like, somebody that sells traditional equipment for a living, have you seen an uptick in traditional archery, stick bows?
Yeah, definitely. Even pre-pandemic, there was a lot of growth there. People wanting that challenge back in life. We all have the things that make life easier, but when you get into your hobbies, you want to be invested. And traditional archery definitely lets you do that.
Yeah.
And also a lot of self-care to where you don't need to have 1,000 tools or specialty tools to be able to work on your own stuff.
Yeah.
And I think traditional archery's grown from that. Pandemic-wise, there was a lot of growth just because people wanted something to keep themselves busy and outdoors, and the same sense of you can do all this at home of maintaining your gear.
Yeah.
And I do feel traditional archery's getting a lot of shots in the arm lately to see that growth rise.
Good. And you travel. Unfortunately, this kind of ramps up your season for show season, so to speak.
This kicks everything
off. So you're turning into somewhat of a trucker over the next 3 or 4 months, and you live life kind of on the road. Going to all these expos and rendezvous. Just hit me with a couple of the big ones, if you don't mind. Are you doing ETAR this year? Are you an ETAR guy?
Well, I do ETAR. We got back into that about 5 or so years ago, and we're out there now. It's at Sawmill, and it looks like it's going to stay there. So
I know I've seen you at Cloverdale in Indiana. You still doing
Cloverdale? We do that one. We did miss it missed a lot of things last year, but Cloverdale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Compton's is a big one. The next one for us here, there's Baltimore. I don't know if we'll be there yet, but Tennessee Classic down in Clarksville, Tennessee is a great shoot for anybody, actually anywhere to get to.
Absolutely.
Compton's, let's see, I think we have about 10 or 12 shoots we go to.
Is it really? Is it up to a dozen a year now?
It's close if it's not. I mean, it's
golly.
And
Who mows your grass?
right.
I'm kidding. That's right. I'm kidding. But no, man. How the community? Obviously, you're a well staple in the community. I mean, a lot of people in this sport. Isn't it the greatest group of people? I mean, there's a lot of sports or hobbies we can choose, but the traditional community, it's safe to say,
it
is a great community of people.
So I've been growing up in it on the work side of it since I was 9 years old, is when the family got into it. So I grew up doing this, and traditional archery people are just great people. I mean, we're down to earth. We love working with each other. There's personalities in it, but we're all just. Maybe it's self-serving to it, but we're all great. We got good people here, and that's one thing I really love about getting out of the office and getting to shoots, is to be that face-to-face, to be able to engage in this.
Absolutely. And you get to see those people that place those orders online that can't drive all the way up to northern Indiana, you know what I mean? So, and saying, you do 12 shows a year, so you're getting out there, and you do so much for it's not that you're just a retail sales or whatever store. You do so much for the community. You donate, you give back to the community, and I think that stretch of loyalty spans pretty deep with traditional archers across the United States. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of vendors. I've talked to them in here today, and obviously there's room enough for everyone.
Absolutely.
But Three Rivers is king as far as, just really getting in there and going the extra mile.
Well, we try. That's the goal for it. One of the big things I ask when I'm at shoots and that is, is there anything we can do different or better? And I truly mean it. Like, we want to make sure that we're the best source for folks. Because there's a lot of great vendors, a lot of great shops here, and there's enough room for all of us to be able to keep the sport growing. And I don't like to talk too much with the donations we do, but I do love to give back to the community, because growing the community in general helps everyone.
Absolutely.
And we're in a position to be able to do it, so we always love to support what we can.
Absolutely. And you got your master catalog out here?
I do, with my youngest daughter and me on the cover.
Isn't that awesome?
She finally made her debut on the cover, so
that's awesome. I'm going to be taking one of those with me, because I like to spend my money here.